I was sitting in the big throne back there, and I got a little too comfortable, so I have a friend, Carlito, who's in the audience over there. And Carlito's always like, Charlie, don't get the OLD. And sorry, Car, I got the OLD. It's terrible. There's only one cure. It's terrible. Ink is still damp. You shit. There's a story in DC about when the cops, instead of rounding up the prostitutes on 14th Street, forced them with threats to walk across the 14th Street Bridge to Virginia. A dick move, to be sure, which they rightly caught hell for. It was a response to when Virginia cops would decant indigent people onto the bridge to walk to the district. Another dick move, which the Virginia cops got away with and maybe still do. It's the same bridge that an airplane weighted by ice and fuel crashed into on a cold morning, killing all but a few on board and also a few commuters. But on a positive note, though, I don't think that any indigent or prostitutes were injured in the crash. I didn't live in the Bay when an earthquake knocked a chunk out of the Bay Bridge. But I do remember the political gymnastics they attempted when it came time to replace the Eastern Span. Every artist's rendering. And what they came up with is so aesthetically pleasing. I am genuinely impressed. But I reserve any final opinions on that until after the next earthquake. Paul Simon wrote about bridges. A bridge over troubled water. The 59th Street Bridge, which is, I guess, where you go when you're feeling groovy. I've felt groovy. I thought I'd never been across that bridge until I looked it up and learned actually it's the Queensboro Bridge, which is how you get from the airports into Manhattan, which I have done, and I guess felt groovy in the process. When you drive out of North America, you cross a terrible bridge that's always full of traffic, both ways across the Panama Canal. But it's pretty to look at, the Bridge of the Americas. So except for the traffic, it's pretty groovy. Bridges are supposed to be things that pull us together. They ease understanding, but they cost money to build, to cross, and lovely, lonely people jump off them. Where Connecticut Avenue crosses Rock Creek Park, there's a big old masonry bridge that people jump from, maybe with a similar frequency that they jump from our orange one. And that's not groovy. In every big action movie set in San Francisco, they always have the kaiju knock down the Golden Gate Bridge. Or it's an earthquake, or a missile, or it's the entry point for an army of genetically modified apes. And I wonder, where does the groovy lie? On the other side of the bridge? On the bridge itself? On this side? It can't be in the troubled water. But that's where I fear we are. Treading water. Some people not staying up. Other people falling on our heads, propelled by their own despair through the air with a gravity assist. So we must swim. We must swim. All of us. The 14th Street prostitutes, the indigent Virginians, the commuters breathing in exhaust and breathing out exhaustion, because in the end, aren't we all just genetically altered monkeys? We must swim, and if we make it, we can heave ourselves up on a rock and watch the sun climb down the back stairs of the sky. Beams pouring over towers and cables, and though we might be damp and cold, just making it to shore might, along with a pretty sunset, be enough to feel groovy. Because hell, I'm already dappled and drowsy.